I'll try and cover as much as possible in a hands-on way, so that the session is not monotonous. Can you switch off these lights?
बाद में आप नहीं होगे जी सर पुराने जैसे यहाँ पे आ रहे हैं जैसे क्या
So just an introduction, what is generative AI? किसी को idea है? Answer yes please.
Through which we can generate the text which human can do.
Yes. So up until now what you work with is generating text only, right? So you are giving a prompt and you are generating text. So synonymous to that, even you can generate images, videos, music and other text. So what I mean is, if you want to generate subtitles, okay, you can generate those. If you want to generate stories, you can just give it a prompt and you can generate stories. Also you can generate music scores. So for background music, you have AI which can work with your prompt and generate music. You have videos. So probably if given a chance, I'll show you how you can generate simply a video from a simple image. From just one image you can generate whole video. Also images. So images, by images what I mean is, if you want to generate a character, you can generate the character as well. If you want to generate or rather enhance your image, you can do that as well. So that is all using generative AI, right? Wherein you are putting in a prompt and then generating images, videos, audio, music, etc. So yes please.
So whatever music we are generating, will it be treated as a copyrighted file?
I will come back to it because I am covering the ethics part as well in my presentation. So there is this thing. In many countries, you are supposed to label it that it is generated music, and in many countries it is not. It is like this thing, a fine line, whether it is being owned by the company or whether you are owning it. Technically, you are generating it, you are creating it, so it should be your copyright. And you can always, if you're creating something, you can always go for copyrights for your thing, right? So you can own it, provided the company has not labeled it as it is being generated by us and it is owned by us. It will depend from company to company. Now the objective will be to build some foundational knowledge for our applications in visuals and audio, visuals, audio, music, whatever score we are dealing with. Okay? So what we'll try and do is, we'll start with the designing part in images and then move on further. Okay. Before we move on further, let us look at what all you can understand from the generative AI in multimedia. We have social media filters which you must have seen, Snapchat or Instagram. We have filters in those. Those are basically nothing but generative AI. Also, most of you must have seen the auto-generated subtitles in your YouTube, right? So that is also generated using AI. Then you have, if someone has worked with crayon or something like that, art generation hota hai. Most popular one being Ghibli, I believe, right? सबने देखा होगा. ChatGPT generate कर रहा है उसको, right? Then this you might have not seen. Eva is a tool which generates music for your social media post. Okay. This is one of the popular tools which you can use. I will skip up some of the slides. Okay. Some of the slides are not relevant to our today's session. So generative AI is powered by GANs, transformers and diffusion models. We have two types of GANs, generators and distributors. which will give us a realistic feel for the visuals which we are creating. Then we have transformers. Then we have diffusion models. अभी आपने DALI देखा होगा. DALI is the most popular tool which we use for generating images. These are some of the foundation models that other companies are also using, and you have names of companies. Sorry, just a second.
I think you can open ChatGPT, all of you, and you can search a model called DALI. When you are on the ChatGPT interface, you will get an option called Explore GPTs. जो Explore GPT option आ रहा है आपके लेफ्ट साइड में, उस पर क्लिक कीजिए. You can search a model called DALI. Yeah, click on it.
Log in.
हाँ login किया हाँ login करना है.
You have to log in before you can continue. You have to log in. Log in using your Gmail. Next slide. What I can do is I can show you on screen as well. So ChatGPT is a popular model from OpenAI.
You have to log in and then you can explore ChatGPT option where you can search DALI, DALLE.
So, probably you can all see DALI, right? There are many versions available on DALI. For DALI, if you have a paid version for ChatGPT, you can use DALI version. Otherwise, right? So, you can try creating images. Try writing a prompt, and if you want to create a character, you have to define the character. If you're creating a scenario or a scene, you just have to define the scene. So there are n number of companies working besides OpenAI as well, who are creating multiple models for you to create, for you to explore. So OpenAI has created DALI for images as well as Whisper, which needs to be deployed on a local machine. It will not work online. Whisper will not work online. It needs to be deployed locally. Okay? And Whisper is one of the good models. अगर किसी ने काम करा तो Whisper can create your audio to text. It can automatically transcribe, which is one thing many of the book readers need. This one it's supposed to be locally deployed. It will not work as it is online. It's a locally deployment. So we will not go into the details of local deployments. We will try and explore most of the tools online. Okay.
Who all got access to Sora on their chat GPT presently? You have?
So there are a number of models which you can work with for images. If you are doing it professionally, I would suggest exploring Midjourney. Midjourney is the most professional tool for image generation up until now. So the images which you are seeing online, they are all generated images. None of them is a photograph. They are all generated. And you can see the realism. These are all generated images. Right. So moving on. So why do we need generative AI for multimedia? One thing is you are getting content faster. See, whatever content you are seeing, you can also create using Illustrator or Photoshop. But if you want to create content faster without manual intervention, right, you can tweak your prompts and regenerate images. For example, if you're generating an image of a bear or image of a, whatever you're seeing, so that if it is not up to your expectation, you can always tweak your input. You can say a brown bear or a white bear, whatever to your liking, right? So that is one thing where generative AI is better. Also, you can have personalized experiences. If 10 people are creating, so all of you will be getting your own content. For the same prompt also, you will be getting different content. Okay? Then you save your time and effort. So these are some things which will help us understand why we need it. Simple workflow would be you provide instructions. For example, if you say draw sunset over a forest, the AI will process your input and create the output. Also, the image can be realistic or artistic based on the type of style you are choosing. Which let me wait. Midjourney is paid. Midjourney you will not get free. Midjourney किसी भी साइट के थ्रू एक्सेस करने पे भी फ्री नहीं मिलेगा. For example, DALL-E you can get free. कई प्लेटफॉर्म्स के थ्रू DALL-E लेटेस्ट प्लेटफॉर्म भी शायद आपको मिल जाए, DALL-E का लेटेस्ट वर्जन मिल जाए, बट Midjourney फ्री नहीं मिलता. ओके. Now these are some of the design tools that you can explore. DALL-E 3 we have seen. You can try and explore Adobe Firefly, which which I will recommend. Please try and search for Adobe Firefly. Also, free. Firefly is a free platform. Also, stable diffusion free मिल जाता है कई जगह से. Stable diffusion free है.
Stable diffusion हमीम पेज पे प्लेग्राउंड मिलेगा. वर्जन 2
और एक
लेटेस्ट नहीं बट लेस देन द लेटेस्ट वर्जन
फ्लक्स
ऑनलाइन अवेलेबल है.
फ्लक्स या लियोनार्डो वो भी फ्री है फिलहाल के लिए. So you can try and search for Flux and Leonardo as well. So if you are creating an image, these are some of the popular tools that you can use.
If anybody has a Twitter account, they can get image generation on Grok. That is free of cost. Again,
वो model
anybody has a, they can open a Leonardo that gives you 150 points per day, and you can generate an image with 20 to 24 points. So that gives you 7 or 8 images comfortably.
So Leonardo is also a good tool which you can use for image generation. So ID, if it's asking for ID, you can log in using Google. Firefly you can store. If it's asking for ID, you can log in using your Google account. So Firefly will give you lot of control over your image generation. You can select styles, you can select what kind of image you want. So if you're generating images in Firefly, at the bottom on the left hand side panel you can see effects as well. You will find effects. So if you're using the same prompt on using the same prompt on Firefly and ChatGPT, it will generate different kind of images because both are using different models. Also, if you've used Microsoft Office, there is a tool called Designer, which will give you control over your slideshow. Right? You can use the Designer tool to remap the slides. That is also generative AI. So if you are creating an image, this is the designer tool. ये automatically generate करता है आपका layout. If you write something on it, ये ऑफिस के साथ हो, आप ये इंटीग्रल पार्ट है वर्ड का. सर लेटेस्ट कोई चल रहा है जो 21 चल रहा है. राइट हैंड साइड पे you can see the designer part. ये क्लिक करोगे तो आपके पास डिजाइनर आ जाएगा and we create designs, right? Yes. So for generating designs on your PPT, sir, latest version of PowerPoint. If you are using the latest version of PowerPoint, it will show you the happen that you're trying to generate something and sorry क्या कह रहे हैं क्या मैम क्या कह रहे हैं नहीं बोलिए क्या कह रहे हैं ये पावर पॉइंट है वो डिजाइनर टूल जस्ट आई वाज टेलिंग यू दैट इट हेल्प्स यू डिजाइन दी स्लाइड्स ये भी पार्ट ऑफ इमेज जनरेशन ही है एआई से जनरेट कर रहा है आपको एक स्लाइड शो बना के दे देगा ऑप्शंस दे देगा कि कौन कौन सी स्लाइड्स किस तरह से फॉर्मेट हो सकती है. You can choose any and it will format the slide according to your input. It's just an image, nothing else. So using these tools, there are two ways in which you can work with. First is the text to image generation, which will help you convert your text prompts into images. And second is image to image translation. So let's say you have an image which needs to be translated, which needs to be changed or modified, right? So this can help you with the image to image translation as well, which needs to be enhanced, for example. Or if you want to use a face swap, right? So we'll see all of these tools further. So applications are infinite. Few of the applications are, if you want to create some art, you want to create some illustrations, posters, or for example you're going for an ad, you want to generate an ad. So these are all using the design tools. You can create brandings, visuals. I will try and cover as much as possible for the design part, right? So if you want to generate, for example, you can generate a poster using DALL-E, and then you can enhance this using Pixlr. Pixlr is another AI tool which will help you enhance or edit images in real time. Sir, इसको बहुत ही छोटा इमेज, इसको अगर आपको बड़ा करना है तो आप पिक्सल यूज करके इसको और बड़ा कर सकते हैं. इस पे जो भी टूल आपको लिखना है, you can explore that. That is also free, sir. Sir, battlefield नहीं, battlefield नहीं sir. आप select करा हुआ नहीं, on the left hand side आपने जो कुछ select करा हुआ style of art, it is generating a बहुत सारे आर्टिस्टिक में कन्वर्ट करना so if you try and create an image for a real person, it will not come as per your expectation. The output will not be generated because this is a generative AI. Okay? If you try and create an image of Modi ji, it will not create an image for Modi ji because this is a generative tool, and generative tools generally work on inputs, a large data set of inputs, right? So it cannot pinpoint and fetch an image. It's not a search engine, it is a generation engine. Okay? But what you can do is you can give it an image, You can give the tool an image and ask it to convert it to something. Like for example, if you want a person to wear a suit, a coat and tie, right? It can do that for you. But it will not generate image from scratch as per your expectation. So next what I want you to try is Pixlr. Pixlr is another tool which can create images, which can help you enhance images. So it's a free online photo editor as well as an image generator. Pixlr पे जाइए and I would suggest you to try this AI face swap. On the first prompt you are supposed to upload your own face. On the second prompt try and search for an image जहाँ पे आप अपना फेस लगाना चाहते हो. Please try and do this. You can search for an image either using Google or any other search engine. Pixlr, yes. No sir. यहाँ नहीं. बस इधर right side. ट्रिपल इसमें नीचे यहाँ आपका फेस और यहाँ पे कोई नहीं इसमें आपका फेस सर ठीक था इसमें जाना ट्रिपल लाइन ये 3 लाइन जो बना मेन्यू बार AI फेस On the left hand side you are supposed to upload your own face. On the right hand side an image where you want your face. So फेस स्वैप के लिए आपको ट्रिपल ये मेन्यू में जाना है और फेस स्वैप पे सिलेक्ट करना है. So for now the Pixlr face swap tool is free. आपको मिला
मिलेगा. किसका बढ़ाई है
सर इसमें गई पर है.
On the right hand side you are supposed to select any character or any image which has a person जिसमें कि फेस स्वैप परफॉर्म होगा. कर रहा है
जैसे अलग अलग बंडल पैक आते हैं ऐसे बंडल पैक आते
The target photo must have an image of a person, otherwise it will not work. Target change करो. फोटो खींच के डाल दो WhatsApp पे. फर्दर अगर अपस्केल करना हो तो पिक्सल से अपस्केल भी हो जाएगा. So you can change the format of the image as well. If you want to use widescreen format, you can use Pixlr's own editing tool to create a widescreen.
So everyone, whosoever scores maximum on the test score, the top 3 people, we get a Perplexity Pro account free for 1 year. I'll send them an invite. Alright?
तो मैथ्स के लिए था ना इन लैब
Speed and accuracy should match. I have 100. I have to ration.
क्या पर डे की लिमिट लगा 2 मिनट 4 सर दो की लिमिट है अच्छा वो तो एक ही अरे अपडेट नहीं है, ऐसा नहीं है। हाँ नीचे वाला देखो ना, अब जाना इसके 25 के लिए 20 चल चल देखना तो नहीं क्या अपडेट
Are you having too much fun or you want to have some refreshment in between also?
चलो ठीक है, सब ब्रेक फॉर 5-10 minutes, 10 minutes break. Have your refreshments? हाँ जी. अच्छा, whatever image you have created, please save it. We'll use it further. जो आपने फेस स्वैप करके इमेज बनाया है, उसको प्लीज सेव कर लीजिएगा. उसको हम फर्दर यूज करेंगे अभी. जो भी आपने बनाया ना फेस स्वैप करके इमेज, उसको आप रख लीजिए, सेव कर लीजिए. That's all. Perfect. So moving on, up until now we have generated an image using the face swap. I believe all of you have saved this image. We will further see how to animate this image later on. So before we move on, there are some self-reflection questions. How does AI differ from traditional AI? Generative AI in multimedia differ from traditional AI? Traditional AI is only generating based on your inputs, based on the data you are giving and the input you are giving. But the generative AI will gather the inputs as well and will generate further. So it is much more powerful. But at the same time, what it is going to generate is not very definitive. Okay. Where can you apply this AI? It depends on your day-to-day tasks. So if you're into, creating advertisements, you can use this for creating advertisement. Further, if you're, for example, you're establishing a brand, you want to generate some logos, you can use this. Okay. And how this tool will transform the creative industry. So there is a big question whether people will go out of jobs because of this AI. So generative AI is developing, rather evolving very fast, which you must have seen. Since the time I was allotted this particular module and till date, there have been a number of developments and many of the tools which I work with have become paid. That is all happening because there is a demand, right? So many of the tools I might not be able to cover because of that particular reason only. वो paid हो चुके हैं अब तक. चलो moving on. So I will skip certain parts of the design, but I will still share with you what can be done and what cannot be done. So style transfer is one thing where you can convert an image to an artistic style. You can use deep dream generator, but deep dream generator again paid हो चुका है अब तक. Free model अगर किसी को मिल जाए तो use कर सकते हैं. Prisma is another tool which can convert your images into art style. Then super resolution. This is one thing which you want in your images for low resolution images. Let's say you want to enhance a low resolution image. आप उसके लिए super resolution use कर सकते हैं. बहुत सारे tools allow करती हैं. Pixlr being one of the tools जो कि आपको super resolution allow करेगा. आप resize कर सकते हैं image को. हाँ.
पहले से आ रहे हैं बट अब AI का वर्ड है एप्लीकेशन का इंस्टाग्राम की एप्लीकेशंस आ रही है.
So ESR is something जो भी use होता है image cloud में. So I am skipping through some of this part because ये मैं already अभी cover कर चुका हूँ. Tools you can definitely note down if you want to. You have Depart, Runway, Google Colab जो कि यूज करके आप स्टाइल ट्रांसफर यूज कर सकते हो. ओके देन सुपर रेजोल्यूशन के लिए यू कैन यूज बिग जेपीजी, वाईफू 2x और अपस्केल. अपस्केल डिप्लॉय होता है. यू कैन नोट डाउन इफ यू वांट टू और यू कैन टेक अ पिक. आई बी शेयरिंग दीस स्लाइड्स एज वेल. ये स्लाइड्स मैं शेयर कर दूंगा, ठीक है ना. देन this we've already covered this. Now ethical concerns. So this is something which I believe sir ने पूछा था starting में कि who owns the generated content. Generated content कौन own कर रहा है. अब इसमें कोई clear copyright मैंने पहले बताया था आपको कि इसमें कोई clear copyright protection होता नहीं है जो image आप generate कर रहे हैं. But certain countries ने already इसको डाला हुआ है कि we will own this, or rather the company which we are running will own this. ठीक है. Also, if you try and generate from the same prompt, ठीक है, if a number of users are generating from the same prompt as well, the image generated will be different. Hence, you can own this generated image. ये image आप अपने copyright में ले सकते हैं. ठीक है, it is free for use, right? Sure.
रेजोल्यूशन वाला इसमें है बेसिकली क्या करेगा कि पिक्चर को हाई रेजोल्यूशन में कन्वर्ट करेगा. सपोज मेरे पास 100 by 100 का पिक्चर है,
आप उसे 400 by 400 में चाहते हैं. सुपर रेजोल्यूशन का ऑब्जेक्टिव यही होता है कि इमेज को अपस्केल करना.
तो ये मेरे को ऑप्शन देगा वैल्यूज की या ये ऑटोमेटिक करेगा. जैसे
सर ऑप्शन देगा. मोस्ट ऑफ द टूल्स ऑप्शन देंगे सर. यस सर. कितने टाइम्स करना है, 2 times 3 times जितना बड़ा करना है.
तो ये सेल्फ से क्रिएट कर देगा मैं आई वांट की वैल्यू.
नहीं, दिस विल नॉट हैपन. You give your option definitely. So to check with the concerns, so जो भी ethical concerns है उसको check करने के लिए what you can do is you can check the terms of the tool. If the tool says कि generated image part होंगी, copyrights होंगे हमारे, तो that will be as per the tool. Otherwise you are free to use. So if you are using Firefly for example, Firefly के अंदर नीचे copyright लिखा हुआ आ जाता है. It is generated by Firefly. The tool is generating it. Also there are certain tools जो कि आपको free for use देंगे. आप कितनी भी images generate करो वो आपकी अपनी होंगी. But वो शायद premium tier में होता है. Free tier में वो copyright डालेगा. Depends country to country, tool to tool. Copyright का जो issue है. Right sir? Another concern which we all will see if we use this extensively is a bias. So AI क्या कर रहा है, एक लार्ज डाटा सेट से लर्न कर रहा है चीज़ों को और फिर जनरेट कर रहा है. सो यू मे सी रेशियल बायस, जेंडर बायस और कल्चरल पर्सपेक्टिव, राइट. तो कई रोल्स में जैसे इफ यू ट्राई एंड यू नो पिक्चर अ नर्स, ठीक है, तो वो मोस्टली आपको नर्स फीमेल ही जनरेट करके देगा, राइट. सिमिलरली ऐसा रोल बेस्ड हो सकता है, कई बार आप जो जनरेट करना चाहें वो बहुत ही जेंडर बायस पे चला जाए या फिर रेशियल बायस पे चला जाए, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द प्रॉम्प्ट व्हिच यू आर ट्राइंग टू जनरेट. So job specific gender stereotypes or racial stereotypes you will observe when you are trying to generate certain images. इसका सिंपल सोल्यूशन ये है कि फीडबैक सिस्टम होना चाहिए जो कि इम्प्रूव कर सके CI को, जो कि होना चाहिए, बिकॉज हम जो इमेजेस इसको दे रहे हैं जनरेट करने के लिए, दोज आर फर्दर दे एक्ट एज अ फीडबैक एंड दे आर फर्दर यूज्ड टू ट्रेन मॉडल्स. Also there is no fair human review, human intervention है नहीं, जो भी हम जनरेट कर रहे हैं it has no human intervention. Whether it is right or wrong, you are not being asked. It is automatically being generated. So there should be a human review as well. Then some of the ethical questions again remain. Whether we can use, we can prevent misuse from deepfakes. So up until now, what you have generated is an image with a face swap, right? So that image can be animated as well, and you can ask it to say anything what you want. I hope you can understand the implications of this thing, right? Further, there are deepfake videos which can directly be generated. So to spread misinformation, this is the fastest technique जो कि मैं आपको सिखा रहा हूँ, है ना? अगर आपको कुछ जनरेट करना है, this is the best technique. इसमें आपने कोई प्रोग्रामिंग नहीं. Also, अगर strict rules हो जाएंगे, so what will happen is it will slow down innovation again. Accessibility limited हो जाएगी. Then legally enforce करने पे people will not be able to use it as freely as possible. So creative freedom will be limited और advancement जो है हमारा वो limited है. So these are some of the ethical questions. So I am not sharing the video exactly, but अगर आप सर्च करेंगे तो आपको मिल जाएगा. केजरीवाल जी का भी होगा और भी 2-3 लोगों का हो चुका है, ट्रम्प का भी हो चुका है. So deepfake videos of politicians are most widely used and they are used to create public confusion. And this is a concern for people, right? So law should be able to identify them. Yes, there is a tool I'll share with that. I'll share it. There is a tool as well. I'll share it with you. So if you're creating some videos, it is better to label it that it was created with AI, so that it is not misused. Okay. So up until now we have created enough images. I believe we should move on to this part. I should cover. Acha, if you're trying to create a logo, I would suggest you try and एक tool I would suggest. Ego is a tool which you can use to create logos. You can try it at your own end. I will skip to the video part because I believe I'm short on time. Right? लोगों के लिए डिजाइनिंग So again, using generative AI, you can create videos as well. Okay? And there are tools which can swap your faces as well as voices in your tools. So I will quickly share the tool. So I still have time. So face swap is a tool for creating face swaps. You have seen the implementation in your Pixlr. Okay? I am not going into details of this thing. Then deepfake web is another website, but ये paid हो चुकी है. You can directly upload videos to this thing and create your deepfake videos. So this is the question. क्योंकि वो उस वीडियो को तुम जनरेट कर रहे हो, वो उसको फीडबैक की तरफ अपने पास रख रहा है. नहीं, पॉसिबिलिटी कम है, बिकॉज इनपुट में से आउटपुट निकालना बहुत मुश्किल है. जो इनपुट डाटा बेस चला गया नहीं जो इनपुट में डाटा गया वो डीकंस्ट्रक्ट हो जाएगा. थिंक ऑफ इट एज दिस वे कि वो जो इमेज होगा दैट विल बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू टेक्स्ट फॉर्मेट. फीचर्स एक्सट्रैक्ट कर लेते हैं ना उसमें से. It is not only the complete video is not there, the complete audio is not there, complete image is not there. Only features are extracted. नहीं है, ठीक है. So deepfake videos का ये interesting aspect ये है, you can use it for storytelling purposes. So let's say you are making a historical movie, right? So if you're creating a historical movie, उसके अंदर what you can do is you can create a character, actual character, और उसके ऊपर script लगा के you can have a whole movie using a single image, right? So this is an interesting implementation. कई जगह पे शायद आपने देखा भी हो, अब्राहम लिंकन की वीडियोस ऑनलाइन आपको मिल जाएंगी, स्पीकिंग अबाउट हिस्ट्री. सो दे आर ऑल डीप फेक्स बेसिकली. अनदर implementation of deepfake is ये My Heritage Deep Nostalgia. You can check out their website. I've not tried this. So this thing can create, they can animate your photos. It's quite interesting. आप अपनी photographs upload करके उसको animate करा सकते हो. ठीक है? So you can try it out if you want to. This is also up until now free. And you do not need to sign up as well. The photos will be deleted, right? Right? If you have any photos. You can try it with the image generated in your Pixlr, right? It will animate this. नहीं, सिर्फ one photo चाहिए. 9 more. Okay. Leave it be. If it's asking for more images, I'll share another tool which will create using a single image. Right? Leave it be. कोई बात नहीं, leave it be. I'll share another tool. So most of the tools will be paid, ma'am. वैसे just for trying out, they might be free, but most of the tools will be paid. So So without permission from Ajay sir, I had a video created sir की. Sorry हाँ. सर की हमने वीडियो बनाई थी और ये चल रही है प्रॉपर. ये यूजिंग अ सिंगल इमेज है सर की, हमारे पास एक ही फोटो थी. ये इट्स ऑल्सो स्पीकिंग समथिंग, ठीक है. आई कैन कनेक्ट कॉपीराइट दिस. जो भी बुलवा सकते हो हम बुलवा सकते हैं. वो प्रॉब्लम है. So this is Wondershare. It's another tool which you can use for animating your image. वो यहाँ लिखना है. Whatever you want to. For generation purpose, this is free, but you cannot download the image. It will cost money. ठीक है? But still you can try it out. So for animating your images, you can use this tool. Copying is another tool which is available free. आपके subtitles, background removals, video trimming store कर देते हैं. So for video editing you can also try copying, Kapwing. ठीक है, this is also free. So up until now what we have seen is creating videos. ठीक है. Another tool which is popular is Sora. Sora is another tool which can create videos. But it will create videos from raw input. ठीक है, जो भी आप text input दोगे उससे create करेगा. So for some of you, you might find Sora in your ChatGPT. For others, it will be paid. Sora आपके ChatGPT का part है, OpenAI का tool है, right? So अगर Sora आपको मिल रहा है तो please you can try it out. Sora मिल रहा है? ये वीडियो ही जनरेट करेगा. Sora इसको जनरेट बहुत अच्छी वीडियो. शिफ्ट से स्ट्रॉन्ग क्रिएटर बहुत अच्छी इमेज. So for video creation, you can try out Sora. Sora is one of the good tools. Sora, S-O-R-A, Sora. It's another tool by OpenAI. Try to shift sailing over strong. Yeah. Network. Retry. वो retry button का process.
इमेज तो वही कहता है उसको
नहीं, वीडियो नहीं जनरेट करो. वीडियो करना. ये देखो इस पे वीडियो.
Made with the old version of the generation.
Added to the business. It is generated. Sora is mostly paid. So if you can't find it, that's not an issue. Many of the users will not be getting it. Sora is basically paid. So So next part is creating animation in your videos. So this is one of the tools, Animatron, which you can create animations based on your inputs. Again, you can create the videos, you can add effects to your videos using Animatron. ये जो आपकी वीडियो होगी ना, इसमें फर्दर इफेक्ट्स डालने यूज होगा. So वीडियो के अंदर वीडियो. So if you want to add video effects to your videos, you can use Animatron. अगर आप शेड भी हो गए ना तो 1 से 2 मिनट लगेगा जनरेटिंग फ्रॉम सीरीज ऑफ
अपनी क्लास में बच्चों ने पूछो उन्होंने तो बनवा रखा है
10 सेकंड की वीडियो भी है और 10 सीरियसली सिर्फ 5 सेकंड की वीडियो बनाई नहीं वैसे बाइट को 16 पेज है और 16 को जनरेट करने में कम से कम 1-2-3 मिनट लगती है. अगर फ्री में कुछ जनरेट कर रहा हो तो उसको भी नहीं है. आपको So please try Animatron. एक बार Animatron चला के देखिए. फिर हम आगे चलेंगे. ये भी जनरेट एक बार Animatron लॉगिन नहीं करना है. Animatron इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स नहीं yes wave dot ev wave So Animatron में आपको दो ऑप्शन मिलते हैं. वेव ले सकते हो आप, वेव कर सकते हो, प्लेन इस तरह का जो कि फ्री है. आगे चलिए. So this part, creating video effects using videos still work as a VFX for us, right? So if you want to have complex visual effects, you want to have motion tracking, object removal, or you want to add some objects, or you want to add an effect, for example an explosion, right? So these all can be done using tools which I suggested, Animatron and Wave. Both can be used. They can also improve the visual quality. Another tool which you can use is Runway ML. Runway will, you can use video creation using Runway as well. Runway का image video generation is quite nice. You can try it out. If you're generating videos, you can also try Runway ML. So I'm suggesting tools, you can try it out at your end, then we move on to the audio part. Okay. So Runway is one tool, then Weed is another tool. Weed.io is another tool, which can be used to add effects to your videos. If you want to see an interface, this is the interface for Weed. And it's quite a powerful video editing tool. You can try it out, you can explore this thing. Right. So you can, as you can see, you can create the background as well. If you're working with a green screen, this can create backgrounds as well. Backdrops भी create कर देगा ये. Most of the tools will be paid, but still for understanding purpose. Then copying is another tool which will be used for VFX. ग्रीन स्क्रीन आपको अपनी फोटो या वीडियो के पीछे चाहिए होगा, वो ऑप्शन नहीं मिलेगा आपको. ग्रीन स्क्रीन इज बेसिकली रिकॉर्डिंग when the background is green or when the background is a single color. It can be any color, it may not, it should not be green only. So green screen does not mean the background is green only, it can be any color. ठीक है? ओके, मैं वो कर देगा, इमेज में वो भी हो जाएगा. प्रॉम्प्ट में ट्राई करूँगा. प्रॉम्प्ट Am I moving too fast? Okay, so example use case scenarios will be when you're trying to create action movies or you're trying to create documentaries, social media videos. These all can be used. Best part is you need not shoot all of these videos. The effects will fill in. The effects will create everything for you. Yes, Runway. ये Runway चलाया ना. So Runway is one of the most powerful tools जो कि आपको बहुत अच्छा video generation देता है. I would suggest you try it out. The example videos are free. You can explore it. Okay, moving on. So, अब सर ने पूछा था डीप फेक को कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं सर. एथिकल कंसर्न्स में मैंने कवर करा हुआ है सर. एक वेबसाइट है deepware.ai. Yes, this can scan and detect your videos whether they are deep fake or not. So there was a question, how will you identify a deep fake video? So this is one of the websites जिसमें ये deep fake scan करके बता देता है whether the video is original or a deep fake. So like images, you have concerns for deep fake videos. So like your images, deep fake can use your personal images, videos. They can be used for identity frauds or some inappropriate contents. Celebrity endorsements, where the celebrity is not endorsing a product and you are still using an image or a video for, this is another concern. Right? So you should avoid sharing personal images on public platforms. Or you can use watermarking on your images. So जिन्होंने अपनी डील रिसीव generative AI is generative AI in journalism. I believe you all have had a session for generating text in previous sessions, right? So you can use summarize bots or most probably ChatGPT for generating news and articles, right? Now these articles or news can be used as scripts for your chatbot or AI avatar, right? You can use the text for your avatar and it can speak it out. अभी मैंने शेयर करा था वंडरशेयर का एग्जांपल, उसके अंदर आप पूरा स्क्रिप्ट अगर लिख देंगे, your image will seem as if it is speaking that text. Further, I'll share how you can convert or you can change the audio as well. You can train audio models and use the audio along with your video. So, fact checking is another example जहाँ पे AI use होता है. Google Fact Check Explorer is another website जो भी use करी जा सकती है. Then summarization tools are there. Summarize bot is there. So these are tools which are used for journalism. Then scripting tools or editing tools are also there. Cobalt AI dialogue writing में help करेगा आपको. I am skipping through these part because I want to cover the audio part as well in short on time. Plot generator is another tool which will give you plot ideas. So if you don't have an idea of how to generate a plot but you know what plot to generate, this thing will generate a total story or a short script for you where you can use this for creating your video, right? So if you for a video generation tool, if you write a script, it will generate this video according to your script. Right? So Sora can do that, but it is paid for it for now. Right? Another good tool is Hemingway Editor. So Hemingway Editor will improve your story or script, whatever you give it to. Okay? Then we have column writing tool, ChatGPT or Writer is the best tool for this thing. Then I'll skip this part, just a second. The next part is creating music or music art. Okay? This will be somewhat interesting for you guys. There is a tool called Beethoven.ai. I want you to open it in your system. This is free. Beethoven. ये आपको फ्री मिल जाएगा. Beethoven. Try करिए. Beethoven. Beethoven.ai. Sound alike. Yes. So this is for creating background audio for your movie. If you're creating one. Royalty free AI music video. ये free में बना देगा. Yes. आपने कुछ भी बनाना है.
हाँ पक्का.
इसमें म्यूजिक भी डलेगा. So you can try out SoundDraw or Beethoven, both are free. Beethoven, B-E-A-T-O-V-E-N. Try करो इससे generate करेगा. अच्छा, another thing is that it will not. क्या है इसमें audio में? अच्छा इसमें चलेगा इसमें चलना इसका ऑडियो चलना ये सिस्टम चलता है नहीं इसी और का सिस्टम चला This is an example of a generated image. You can reform it, you can regenerate it, you can adjust the tempo, you can define the mood as well. It will create the video accordingly. This is one of the tools जो कि आप use कर सकते हो. Then now this was one of the tools जो कि मैंने आपको बोला था for generating logos. So Luca is another tool जो कि आप logos के लिए use कर सकते हो. LOOKA. Okay. Okay. Now for creating music, you have 4 tools. अभी मैंने जो आपको दिखाया Beethoven, then another is Ega, then 11 Labs. 11 Labs is quite a powerful tool. I would like you to explore that as well. 11 Labs के अंदर you can even have your own voice in a song, or let's say you have a speech which you want in your own voice. You can train your model and the speech will be in your voice, right? Let's say you're writing a text, कोई narrative लिख रहे हो, उसमें आप अपनी voice चाहते हैं, तो वो 11 Labs आपको करके दे देगा. 5%. After say 5, please get 5%. So sir, this is 11 Labs. इसमें voice models होते हैं जो preset हैं. अगर आप अपना voice model चाहते हैं तो उसमें डालना पड़ेगा सर. ये voice changer है ना, इसमें आपको अपना मॉडल डालना पड़ेगा सर. सो पहले आप जनरेट करोगे स्पीच, नहीं सर, आप यहाँ नहीं, कोई ट्रेनिंग नहीं सर. आप अपना वॉइस रिकॉर्ड करोगे और जिस ऑडियो पे चाहते हो वो ऑडियो दोगे उसे. तो और जो स्पीच है वो आप ट्राई करना चाहूँगा.
गानों पे depend करता है। जैसे कि इसका
So there is a model called voice changer in 11 labs, which is quite useful if you want to train your own voice and have a narration or a story. ठीक है, you can use this, right? But ये मॉडल पेड है, आई थिंक एक या दो ट्राई आपको फ्री में देगा। 11 labs ऐसे फ्री है, फ्री नहीं है, पेड है। 11 labs बहुत पावरफुल टूल है, इट इज नॉट फ्री। सो मोस्ट ऑफ द टूल्स विच आर गुड आर पेड अगेन, ठीक है। The next is text to speech generation. Again, you can use 11 labs as well. Or besides that, if you have voice generation, तो आप एक murph.ai try कर सकते हैं. This is another tool which you can use to generate AI voiceovers. This was free when I was exploring it. अब current status मुझे नहीं पता. Kindly explore and then you have natural reader, which can read your text in a lifelike language, right? और VO clones, VO codes, voice tool के लिए. So last part, what I want you to do is, I want you to generate a visual, then create a script, create a background music, and you have to assemble all of this in a polished movie. ठीक है? Try it out. अभी बस ही last step दिखाने को। हाँ, बहुत सारे टूल्स हो गए, इसलिए मैंने एक फाइनल हैंड्स ऑन एक्सपीरियंस रखा है। आप सबने विजुअल बनाए थे, राइट? उसके लिए टेक्स्ट बनाओ, स्क्रिप्ट बनाओ, उससे वो बुलवाओ, वंडरशेयर में हो गया। यू कैन क्रिएट अ बैकग्राउंड एंड यू कैन असेंबल एवरीथिंग इनटू अ मूवी। एक्सपोर्ट करने की जरूरत नहीं है, वंडरशेयर में सारा हो जाएगा। आप टिल दी इमेज जनरेशन पार्ट यू हैव डन, text to image, text to audio is there as well. So Wondershare can do this for you. Try it out. So आपने deepfake image बनाया था एक, right? उसके बाद आपने उसका एक स्क्रिप्ट बनाना है, तो आप चैट जीपीटी की हेल्प ले सकते हैं। चैट जीपीटी सबको आता है यूज करना। For any purpose, for any content, you can create an advertisement as well if you want for a product, for a hypothetical product, right? You can create a narration from ChatGPT. Then to use the background music, to have a background music, you can use Beethoven. Beethoven अभी आपने देखा है use करके। और Ava is another tool. Then you can use Pictory to combine everything. Pictory is one of the tools जो कि skip कर गया था, sorry. Pictory is one of the tools जिसमें आप ऑडियो, वीडियो, विजुअल सब कंबाइन करके फाइनल वीडियो बना सकते हैं। ये भी फ्री है। Pictory फ्री था। Pictory up until now मैंने यूज करा है। Pictory is free. PICTORY. So I want all of you to try this out. कोई हाइपोथेटिकल प्रोडक्ट का एड कैंपेन बना लो सर। इमेज तो आपने बना रखा है, उसी के ऊपर काम करो। सो इमेज ऑल ऑफ यू हैव क्रिएटेड, राइट? वही इमेज आप यूज कर सकते हो। पिक्ट्री वंडरशेयर भी पिक्ट्री यूज करता हूँ, पिक्ट्री फ्री है, वंडरशेयर एक्सपोर्ट नहीं करना पड़ेगा। क्या बता आप अपना इमेज ले जाना सकते हैं, आप क्या बता लिखा पिक्ट्री टाइप अब इसमें आपको इमेज बनाएगी, जो ऑडियो बनाया चैनल बनाया लिमिटेड है, लेकिन फ्री आप यूज कर और अच्छी जो आपने वीडियो बनाया, जो आपने इमेज बनाया था, जो आपने ऑडियो बनाया, जो भी आप टेक्स्ट
पसंद होगा ये
experience. I hope you have tried out generating images, audio and various other multimedia type of content. So as we have a regular practice, आपको एक तो गेम के लिए कुछ terms को text करना है ग्रुप में, those which were discussed today. And the second thing is आपको feedback form fill करना होगा, which the link I'll share after you post the terms, right? And in case you have any queries, कोई question किसी को है, feel free to ask. Fazil sir अभी available है. In case any doubt, any query about any of the tools mentioned, नहीं definitely it's a big list, but I think you have a lot of options now which you can explore and try.
So many of the tools which I have discussed have become paid. Unfortunately, they are paid now. So for example, Ava and Beethoven, we have tried that for free of cost. So you might get some difficulty in generation, but this is the way how you do it. Unfortunately, paid हो चुका है. If you explore more, maybe you will get these options for free via some tool. Right? So as and when I find some, I'll share it on the group. ठीक है, more tools I'll share on the group. Thank you all.